Tired of boat cushions that just don't work? Tired of pillows that squish and sag?
The ultimate boat cushion! Seriously guys, these are the best boat cushions ever. So I'm going to show you 5 easy steps on how you can make these boat pillars for yourself. So it's stiff on one side and soft on the other. This is 2-inch closed cell foam. So this is a 5-inch open cell foam plus the 2-inch closed cell. Then the square is 15 inches. You can make a cushion out of any size, shape, or form. That's just what we're using. So we're going to use this vinyl for the back, nice and waterproof. And then this is just a kind of a denim cotton. So the first thing you do is put your closed cell foam down on the fabric, and I'm putting this on the back side so that I can mark it up. And then basically you're going to take the pencil out of your hair, that's where you store that, and just make a template by tracing it all the way around, right along the edge. So you're going to cut the fabric to the exact shape of the foam. As you can see, I have already cut out the other pieces. You're going to have 2 pieces that make up the edges. And so one piece is going to be your handle. So we're going to make a hem right here, and then this will be a handle that you can pick up the cushion by, and there'll be one on this side as well. So this is 7 inches, which is the same as the foam. In contrast, your zipper piece needs to be 7.5 inches. So one is 4 and one is 3.5. The reason why one is bigger is because when we do the zipper, we're gonna fold extra fabric over to hide the zipper. You need a piece of fabric for your zipper that's gonna go most of the way around 3 edges. This is gonna overlap here. So once you've figured out how long your zipper needs to be based on your size of foam, then you just take that piece of fabric and we can just hold it up to the zipper and then just cut this. And that's what we're going to sew first, is the zipper. This is my zipper. So right sides together, and then I'm going to move the needle position here on my sail right to the far left, and then I'm just going to sew this all the way down the whole strip. So then you take your other piece, sew this other strip onto the zipper in the exact same way. Okay, so now you have your zipper, and I'm going to make 3 more stitches, top stitches. And I'm doing this so that the zipper will lay as flat as possible. Totally forgot to mention a really important thing. To do this job correctly, you really need to have a decaf mocha in a thermos. You can just pour a little sip at a time and have some. This next step is very important. I've sewn the zipper on both sides. I've done a top stitch on one side. This is the longer side here. We're going to fold it over so that it covers, it meets the other top stitch edge. And this is a little tricky because you want to sew that on the zipper part, which you can feel over here, and you just guide it as you go. So the last piece of the zipper, now that you have this overhang, is to do a top stitch right on this edge here, and that's going to make it lay really flat. Now I'm going to put the zipper on and then secure it to the zipper fabric so that it won't slide off. So first you put in one side and then you put in the other. This takes a little finessing. That looks like I got it. And then try to hold both pieces. So I got it. So now it can't exit the fabric. It's all snug in a bug. Snug as a bug, is that it? So this is our alternating piece that will make up the handles. So it's gonna make a finished edge so this doesn't fray. So I'm just rolling that hem. And I'm gonna sew here and here. So that is solid. And then the next step is the top of the foam. And this is the top of the finished product. And it's gonna wrap around, so you want this to be symmetrical. So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna start sewing right here. So I'm just gonna flip this over, these right sides together here. So I'm just gonna put one little pin in here. And what I'm gonna do is then sew all the way around. This is the easy part. It's the second cover, the final cover, that's difficult. So we're sewing the sides to the very top panel first. And we're gonna sew that at a 3/8 hem. So for me, that's with my needle centered and the edge of the sail right foot against the fabric. You're lining it up as you go. And then you start to turn, pull the bottom piece towards you as you make the turn, trying to keep close to that edge. And then you can lift up the foot, straighten it out. And that takes some practice. If you've never done corners, practice with another piece of fabric. So this is a little tricky part. Pick up right here and sew towards this end, because that's where I'm gonna finish it and make sure it's all tight. Now I'm working from this top fabric. So I'm gonna fit this before I do my final edge. Measure from this corner down, so 4 inches. Okay, so trying to get to 4 inches, so I'm gonna put a little pin here. So we want the handle to show on the outside, like so. Handle goes down, and then this is the zipper piece, goes on top of the handle. We'll put another pin in just so you can kind of make sure everything is flush. We already turned our corner, so it's going to be a straight line. Okay, now your drum roll. Okay, so we're just going to do a dry fit here now that our top is sewn. Looks symmetrical. These are our handles. So once we sew on that vinyl piece here, that's our last step. We're almost done. And this is the hardest step. So I'm going to give you my years and years of cushion wisdom now that I have perfected over the 50 or so cushions. And that is to line it up. This is right sides together. And we're going to pin the corners. So it's easy to do it when it's in a dry fit, because you can see this is your corner that needs to match up with this corner. So as long as you do that, this should work out. So we are in the finale. We're going to sew this top, which is actually the bottom, to the side panel. Here we go. Now I'm getting towards the end here. So this is the final corner, and I highly recommend you go ahead and pin it, because it's tricky to get it all to line up. And you can see that I've got the corners here lined up, and it took a bit of massaging this to make sure this is all straight, and I can sew this without any extra fabric left over. Okay. And now here is our we have to get those 3 layers together.
What do you want?
Sounds like breathers here. All right, it's done.
Yoo-hoo!
And the question is, does it look good?
It will.
All right, we got an optimist in the crowd. So I'm gonna go around and look at my corners and see if I need to trim anything off. Because you want these cushions to be real firm. It's part of their comfort. So far, it's looking really good.
Ta-da!
The ultimate boat pillow cushion. Hard on one side, soft on the other.